guys, and welcome to the Dream Team stream. I hope you are all well. Welcome to the chat, everybody. I will pull up the chat now in a second. Yes, we have Sudge with us from Planet FPL Pod. He is here. He'll be popping in the moment. Oh, thank you, new subscriber. Welcome, Kenny. Welcome to the channel. Thank you. I hope my graphics worked that time. It would be brilliant if it did. But before I pull Sudge in, I'm just going to kind of update you guys on how I've been getting on. Definitely look over how I got on in game week 32. So this is my team for game week 32. I got 75 points. Not bad. Not gonna lie, that's a nice green arrow. It definitely pulled up for the terrible week that I had last game week. Some goods and some bads here, so let's quickly talk through these. Didn't get around to making a video for you guys this week. The turnaround's just been so fast, so thought I'd kind of update you here, really. So in defence, terrible, shocking show really in defence, to be honest with you. Henderson 2 points. That Lascelles last minute clean sheet wipeout was just like, oh my gosh, it was horrible. So that was miserable. Trent getting 0 points. We didn't really see that coming, and I'll chat a bit more about that in a second when we come around to my captaincy. So yeah, we Target got all subbed in for Saka. Lundstrom was first on my bench, and of course he's injured. So then it went on to Target that had 1 point. Really weirdly for me, I usually have a midfielder in that first kind of spot, that sub spot. For some reason I didn't do that this week. I went with Lundstrom, and I'm not really sure if that was a conscious thing or whether I just genuinely forgot to sort out my bench this week. Which wouldn't surprise me with everything going on, to be honest with you guys. So yeah, not great, but 1 point is 1 point. I guess it's better than none. Doherty getting his clean sheet was good times. And then, yes, this is where it gets a little bit painful. So I had Fernandez double digits, KDB double digits, Ings double digits, Aubameyang double digits, and I ended up captaining Salah out of all of those. So 13, 14, 15 and 16 points, and I chose the one that got 2. Now, there are a lot of guys out there who went for Jimenez, so if I'd gone there, you know, we're in the same boat. But yeah, it is frustrating. You can take the points and you can be happy with the points, and you can't complain about the points because you're happy about getting them. But it can be frustrating when you're looking at 4 players in your team that have done so well and you've managed to kind of miss that captaincy haul, and it's really quite annoying because you just think, how did I do this? How did I manage to miss this? And I just wasn't brave enough with Aubameyang. Effectively is all it is really. I just got a bit too nervous. The previous 2 games put me off really. So that is how I got on. 75 points. Nice green arrows. Apart from the Dream Team competition, you guys are smashing it there. Well done, well done. Yeah, everywhere else is looking green, and I'm on the up. I'm not sure I'm on target to beat last year's OR. It's just not really been my season this season, but I'll try, you know. So I've already done my transfers for this week. I'll quickly run you through that. So I had 2 full transfers, and I did 3, so I've taken a -4, and I sold. In fact, should I go to my transfer history so you guys can quickly see that? Yeah, so I did. Oh, I'm back in game week 3 there. Wow, I say. So yeah, so I've already sold Aubameyang. That one I wasn't sure about, you know. I actually feel like now that he's got that 50th goal that he might have kind of broken his heebie-jeebie he had around him, and that he might now actually kick on for this golden boot. So I was a bit, you know, but I wanted to free up some cash, and I've gone with some punts. So yeah, I did Aubameyang to Rashford, I really did kind of consider Greenwood for that spot, but I think I wanted to go with the more safe option because, as you'll see, I did Norwood to Foden, and as I'm not really sure Foden will be nailed, I thought going with Rashford was slightly safer option there. And then I've done Lundstrom to Wan-Bissaka. I wanted both Target and Lundstrom out this week given their injuries, but yeah, I didn't have an infinite amount of transfers, unfortunately. So that's where I ended up going with that. And this is how I'm set up at the minute. Bit of a headache. Well, I was going to have a bit of a headache with who to bench in my defence, whether to play, you know, Lascelles maybe over somebody like Ings or, you know, one of my other defenders. But seeing as he's got that yellow tag on him, I'm pretty sure this is how I'll line up for the week, and I'll take that punt on Foden, even though most people think he's not going to start. I'm just kind of hoping, even if he doesn't, that he'll come on and do something. So, and yeah, I guess my main kind of decision then is between who to captain, really. So if you guys have any thoughts on that, that'd be amazing, because I have no idea. I kind of feel like I didn't keep the faith with Fernandes in the week that he blanked and then got a brace. And then I didn't keep the faith with Aubameyang in the week that he blanked and obviously got a brace and an assist. So I kind of feel like maybe I should put the captaincy on Salah, because then I feel like, you know, maybe, just maybe, this time, third time lucky, I might actually catch it. But yes, I just say a quick hello to everyone in the chat, and then I'm going to go to a break and we're going to get this dream team started and we're going to get Sudge in. So just a quick hello to everyone. Hey Tom, hey Madrid, hey Phil, welcome. John and Sean, welcome guys, welcome Beanie and Quais, Tom, Canal, Mr. Wellington, welcome. Yeah, so hey guys, hey Joe, welcome everyone to the chat. Quais is thinking of captaining Rashford. Okay, well, we can talk a bit more about that in a second, guys. I'm just going to go to break. I'm going to get Sudge in, and we can talk a bit more about his team and the dream team and go from there. So catch you guys in just a second. So guys, welcome back. Here's Sudge. Welcome Sudge to the stream. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing very well, thank you, Nim. Super good.
Good. So you were listening through my team there, and how did you get on in the last game?
I got 80 points, so I was quite happy with that. I did hit my captaincy. I went with Bruno Fernandes, and it's interesting how you're talking about who to captain where they blank 1 week, so you move away. Yeah. I thought a lot of people captained Fernandes against Sheffield United when he didn't get anything, and I knew that based on his form, it's going to come back and bite you on the bum. Yeah. So I decided that I was going to go with Bruno Fernandes as captain this week, and it did, right? Which is part of the reason why. I mean, if you're holding Salah, I think Salah against Villa, with the Liverpool being back at Anfield for the first time since they've won the title, I think they're going to want to. I know there's no fans, but they're going to want to put a full strength team out. I feel like Salah potentially is one of the better captaincy options this week, in a week that's quite hard because United, City, and Liverpool have fixtures that they could all really go big in.
Yeah, I agree. Like it's really difficult. So tripling up on United pretty much has me thinking that, you know, I must be thinking they'll do well in that fixture. So then I kind of, as you say, I have that dilemma over whether I then go, you know, with a United player. I think given, it's difficult because any one of them, it feels almost like a Liverpool or a City situation all over again, doesn't it? You're not sure which one of them will actually like haul.
Yeah, I think City was interesting yesterday. The one that stood out as potentially really a really interesting captaincy option for this week was Riyad Mahrez, because he didn't play and he came on quite late, and he has been getting a lot of minutes and he has been returning as well. His points return's amazing.
Yeah.
So Riyad Mahrez suddenly was one that put his hand up, and I was thinking, oh well, he might be an interesting one to look at. I can see you're going with Phil Foden now.
Yeah.
For the value for money he offers. And really, if you're looking beyond this season, De Bruyne and Foden behind a front man, whether it's Jesus or they buy somebody, is scary. He's so good. But he played 90 minutes yesterday against Liverpool. So if you buy him, it's definitely a fair option, but I don't think he's necessarily captaincy option. It'd be quite a risky captain for this week.
Yes, agreed.
United, I mean, I see you're going with Rashford for your transfer. It's a real shrug of the shoulders, right? Rashford, Martial, Fernandes, Pogba, Greenwood, they're all so capable.
Yeah.
So this week, I think, is one where, very similar to last week, you pick your captain, and then you're not making the wrong decision. Like all of these guys can return. You're not making the wrong decision. Go with it. But I honestly think, after Salah's blank, he did look lively yesterday. I did enjoy the game yesterday, and I didn't think Salah was
that
bad
post,
at all.
that post, buddy. Honestly, when he hit that post, I was like, I was halfway out of my seat to celebrate it. I was like, yes, a captaincy. Oh no!
It's difficult. It's a difficult one. I mean, it's very brave going with Salah against Man City. I mean, defensively, City haven't been great, and he did really have Mendy on toast yesterday, but. There was fine margins, and if I was a Salah owner, I would very strongly be considering captaining him this week.
Yeah, I feel like I've kind of put the faith in him, and I took a hit after the week after the unlimited transfers to get him back in my team, and it paid off that week. And I just feel like he's waiting to do good for me, Serge. He's waiting. He just wants that opportunity. And he had it this week, but he was like, I had a tough one of it this week. Half of my team are on the beach this week, Nim. Can you come back next week when I've got Villa, you know, and then I might be able to do something for you. So what about you? What transfers are you thinking on?
This is a real head scratcher for
so
me.
You need the chat to help.
The two that I really want to make, so I only have one free transfer, so if I'm making any more than the one, I'm taking hits. I've got Eddie Nketiah in my team. He was one player that I bought in on my wild card last week.
He's in the dream team, Serge, so you know people would agree with you.
I want to bench boost soon, and I thought, look, you know what, I want to fill my bench with players that I think will get minutes and could potentially return, and Nketiah was one that I went with. But now, looking at what I saw from Mason Greenwood, I think I went with the wrong 4.4 forward. So Nketiah to Mason Greenwood's a transfer I want to make. What it allows me to do is frees up one of my Manchester... I can get rid of Martial because I need to free up one of my Manchester United players, which I would like to move to Riyad Mahrez, but I don't have the money. I don't have the 0.4 to do it, which would then mean a third transfer. So can anyone
lend such 0.4?
Yeah, if you've got it spare, I reckon there'd be a really big black market in FPL money at some point in the future. So to free that money up means a third transfer, and I can't justify taking two hits this week. With my Martial against Bournemouth is not a bad play. It's not worth a double hit to remove him, and then Nketiah's only going to be on my bench. Because of that, I may be forced into just rolling this week and not actually making a transfer. Then I'll have two free transfers next week. I'm happy to take a hit next week, and that will allow me to set myself up for a bench boost. More than likely, I'm going to end up into doing nothing. And I'll be just with for me personally, I know this is not true for a lot of FPL managers. There's been quite a few weeks where I've not known which way to go, and I end up doing nothing. And for me, nothing bad happens when you do nothing. Like, I've never really been in a situation where I thought about doing something, didn't, and then suddenly I had a big points haul that I missed out on or what have you. More than likely, you end up sticking with somebody that you might have pulled the trigger on a little bit early because you were impatient or got frustrated. Like my co-host on Planet FPL, James, for example, being a Spurs fan, is a Heung-min Son owner right now.
Yeah.
And you could imagine the rage
He's
in him
also
to want
in
to
the
get rid of.
dream team.
he's in a bad space with Heung-min Son and Spurs. He really wants to move him on. But the logic in him is like, look, Bournemouth's around the corner and Son's a very good finisher. So maybe doing nothing sometimes isn't such a bad thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there you go.
Isn't it? Yeah, I
think it's a long way around for me to say I'm probably doing nothing.
Yeah, that's all fine. You know, it's all good. We like a bit of long way around here. It's all good. So some of those people you actually brought up, we did have in the dream team this week. So we did have Son. And we had Fernandez, and I would like to check how many of these actually made the dream team. So our running total here, Serge, is 2.
Yep. Okay.
So I mean, if you can beat 2 for next week, then you know.
Then we're quids in.
We're good. So let's see actually how many of them made the dream team. So our keeper didn't make it. It ended up being Pope again. Me. Oh my gosh, no, we definitely didn't have him.
No.
We had Doherty rather than Johnny.
Yep.
We definitely didn't have Wan-Bissaka.
No. He's one that
Sterling.
you mentioned for your team. I think Wan-Bissaka's looking a very good pick at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to go all out attack on United, but I just feel like the way that Ollie is setting up that team, it is allowing Wan-Bissaka to do more of what he did at Palace now. And that's why I just thought, you know, it's not really for the clean sheets because I don't still really fully trust that United defence.
They've only conceded against Spurs. I mean, in so long. What would they have to do to get you to trust them then?
I know.
The other thing is with their fixtures, they keep the ball for so long that users don't even have the opportunity to attack them necessarily.
It's true. I think it's just that I think that David has not really been the best keeper for some time now. Maybe it's my bias on him that reflects that, and I need to maybe flip that and think about what's in front of him rather than actually the fact that that their defense is bad. Maybe it's just because I see him doing silly things and I think, oh no, what are you doing? So yeah, he likes a lot of camera saves, I've noticed, and I think that really kind of panics me because if you miss them,
Hollywood goalkeeping.
Exactly. So we didn't have Sterling, unfortunately. We definitely didn't have St. Maximin.
Okay.
We did have Fernandez though, so that's one. That's one. We got one in there. Willian, no. Although Willian was in the chat a bit last week, so you know, not bad. De Bruyne. Can't remember if we had KDB there. I think we did. Or did we change him to Mahrez? We might have changed him to Mahrez. And and Aubameyang and Ings. So actually, I think we did fairly poorly there. No, we didn't. So just the one this week. So so now all you've got to do is be
just get 2.
Just get 2. Jen, you're all good.
Well, let's see what we can do.
Okay, cool. Let's get this team going then. So the thing about this team, if you guys are new to the channel, first of all, please don't forget to like and subscribe and go over to the FPL Planet pod and make sure you like and subscribe there. And so we're not really going for overall points with this team. The point is to just try and hit as many of those players that we think will make the dream team next week. So they don't have to cost a lot. They don't have to be, they don't have to be your obvious choices. So we're going to make as many transfers as we like here, as we can afford, basically.
Sure.
And try and make the best dream team. So we always start with the goalkeeper. And I'm not really... I should have a quick look, actually. What do we think, Serge? You got any thoughts on who might be great in goal this week?
It's a tricky week this week. When United have got Bournemouth, Liverpool have got Villa, and City Southampton. It's going to be very easy for us to gravitate towards those three sides and try and fill our boots with that.
Yeah.
But I think let's try and be a little bit different.
Yes.
I'm going to say Fabianski.
Ooh.
West Ham are away at Newcastle.
Yeah.
I know Newcastle scored 4 against Bournemouth, and I didn't think they were that good going forward. I'll be honest with you. With Joe Linton and St. Maxim, it's all a bit crash bang wallop.
Yeah.
And sometimes it comes off and sometimes it doesn't. West Ham, on the other hand, in the last couple of games since the lockdown, the Spurs game was difficult, but so organised. And David Moyes is all about keeping it tight at the back, and he plays 2 defensive midfielders and a back 4. And
actually, Fabianski is a great keeper, isn't he?
He's been so good since we got him from Swansea.
I mean,
if you look at the Chelsea game, it was a penalty for the first goal and a fantastic free kick for the second. But from open play, we restricted their chances quite well. So I think if we're gonna try and be a little bit different here and not gravitate just towards those big 3 teams, which is so easy to do, let's go with. I'm not sure what your thoughts, Fabi.
Yeah, I think Fabi. We've had a bit of a shout from John for Cruel in the chat.
Oh, this is a very interesting one. Norwich against Brighton.
Yeah.
I'm sure we've got Norwich fans in there. I honestly think that this is the one where
Meg says such his first pick is West Ham.
Well, look, it's the goalkeeper, right? There's not going to be many others getting in there, Meg.
So we had our moderator, Fancy Football Focus, on last week, and he chose Martinez from Arsenal, and he's an Arsenal supporter like myself.
Right.
So I think it's allowed. If you're going to have anyone from West Ham, I think I'll let you have Fabianski.
Tim Krul's a tough one. I'll tell you why. For me, anyway, I think Norwich's defence, they're full of injuries there, so the centre backs in front of him aren't the best. And Brighton, obviously against United, they got a hiding, but they rested Mopé, they rested Trossard, they rested Gross, they rested Aaron Moy. They were all on the bench. So I think if Potter's taken the view that, all right, I'm going to rest these guys against Manchester United, but I'm going to play them all against Norwich. And this is the game. If Brighton win and Norwich lose, then I'm going to say that I think Brighton are safe and Norwich are down.
Ooh.
So I'm not. I can't be bought on Norwich defence. I'm afraid not this week, because I think Brighton will see it as we win this game and we can say we're pretty much as good as safe. So
I'm not
feeling cruel. I'm afraid.
I actually I did have a little moment where I did think I might get Mopé in this week, given the fixture, and I genuinely think he will, he'll do well this week. But I just couldn't see the long-term prospects in it for my own team.
Agreed.
So actually, maybe he could be a shout for the dream team.
Yeah, let's see what budget we have when we get up to the front line. And Mopé is a good shout. I mean, I say this word, and obviously what happened with Bernd Leno, people think he's a bully, not in the negative sense, but he'll rough up the central centre backs at Norwich and cause some trouble.
He wasn't in my good books after that Arsenal match. Put it that way.
No, but for this game, I think he could be a consideration.
Agreed. Okay, so are we keeping hold of Trent this week?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I kind of feel like we have to stick with the 2 Liverpool guys, don't we? I mean, against Aston Villa, we've got to hope that Klopp starts them. Yes, there is a big shout there for rotation, but I think Klopp was fairly peeved off in that. Did you watch the post-match interview?
Yeah, I did. I think he was almost more peeved off with the interviewer from Sky than he was the actual result. It's a tough one. I think mainly because it's the first game back at Anfield after they've won the title. But a couple of games now, Nico Williams has been subbed on, and he looks like a tidy footballer as well. Trent's going to get a rest one game soon, and I reckon they're going to play Nico Williams. I reckon he's going to get a start. You can feel it, but I don't think this is the week that he's going to do it. And Trent is undroppable, in my opinion. So Trent stays without a doubt.
Okay, cool. Now, Aurier. And now if James was here, it'd be interesting to hear what
he's out.
he'd be saying. But I'm thinking he probably has to go this week.
I think Aurier goes, I'm afraid. Spurs defensively are awful at the moment. So
most people will have him for attacking returns. But I just like kind of where Everton are going since the restart, so I just can see them scoring, and I don't think it's worth keeping Aurier this week. So
no, he's gone. He's
out of here, mate. He's out of here. Okay, so we've got 2 Wolves at the moment. They're against Arsenal, right?
Yes, they are. This is probably, this Arsenal Wolves game is the one at the weekend that I think is, I've got 3 Wolves players, and I'm just not sure what direction this game is going to go in. I'm happy to keep 1, and it would be Doherty.
Yeah.
But not 2 this week. I mean, just the 1. Let's go with Doherty.
Brilliant. So just as I say that, James is in the chat. Hey James. Apparently he's going to be Trent captain. Ooh, love it.
He has been talking about that.
Nice. Okay, so who are we thinking then? We're going to need some cheapish options, I think, with these 2 expensive defenders.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Gomez is a potential consideration if you wanted to double up on Liverpool because of his price.
That could be
I don't mind that necessarily at all. I actually think Crystal Palace defender, I'm not sure whether we'd want to go with Van Aanholt if we can afford him. Leicester haven't been great since the restart, and Palace are stubborn. So if we were looking for a slightly differential pick, then maybe a Palace defender might be one that we could look to go to.
Okay, so I'm going to ask the chat then. Can we have some blue hearts for Van Aanholt? And who was our other option, did we say?
Scott Dan maybe might be a consideration from Palace.
Yeah, or Scott Dan.
Mig's going to be in the chat. I think he'd be a good person to jump in and let us know who he thinks might be interesting to look at. So that would give us 1 for sure.
Yeah. So I think because I think they're both fairly expensive options, aren't they?
They are. I think because we saved some money with Fabianski, and we might try and save some money further up top.
Are we going all-out attack in United? What do you think, people in the chat? Are we going all-out attack on United? Because if we are, then obviously that rules out any Wan-Bissakas or, defenders for United, really, doesn't it? Because we'll want 3 spots up top, I think.
Yes, simple answer is yes. I just think Bournemouth defensively are poor at the moment, and I don't know what they can do to fix it as well. I can't see what they can do to necessarily tighten it up. I think 3 attacking United assets is the way to go.
So I'm just loving the chat. They're having right pants in there. I think Suj knows the hashtag Nymfam is an upgrade. Love it.
Yeah.
No, James, never. We would not be afraid in you, buddy. We've had a lot of PVAs. Phil says no AWB. No, Phil, we're going to go all out attack on United.
I think all out attack on United.
Yeah.
If we struggle to find the money, then we can always make a slight change at the back.
Yeah, agreed. So we don't have very much here now in this 4 spot. So I think we'll have to sort out our midfield before we check. Exactly. So keeping Mane, that's done. Assuming we're keeping Fernandes. That's pretty much done.
So solid, yeah, for sure.
So now we have to, I guess, free up the cash from elsewhere. So are we keeping Sonny? That's the interesting one. Now you kind of said that earlier, didn't you, with James?
No, I don't think so. I think Son's got to go. Riyad Mahrez definitely for me has to come in. So Son to Mahrez actually does free up some money. So I would lose Son and bring in Riyad Mahrez for this week.
I agree with that one actually. Yep. That's not silly. Next one down. There we go.
We've got Pulisic there in the middle as well.
We have. What are we thinking on him? Do we want to keep? Can we have a thumbs up, people in the chat, to keep Pulisic? Thumbs down to get rid. Suj, yeah.
It's a home tie against Watford. Watford haven't been great since the restart. I did like Pulisic's performance against West Ham. It's quite easy actually with the likes of William Pulisic to appreciate their performance when you beat them. Yeah. Had we drawn or lost that game, people that won't know Hammer, it would have been a bit harder. But with Pulisic, when he picks up the ball and he's driving, he's creating, he seemed okay. So Pulisic's a good one to keep, and Watford haven't been very good. So yeah, I think Pulisic is one that can definitely stay.
Cool. Okay, so I guess now, if we want to get three United attack, then the easy way, I guess, is going and Nketiah to Greenwood, right?
Nketiah to Greenwood would definitely be the way to go there, and then we've still got Rashford.
Or we could drop Rashford down, I guess, to somebody, and then maybe try and. I don't think we're gonna have enough cash for a Pogba or a Martial.
No. How, as it stands at the moment, then how much money do we have for our fourth defender there at the moment?
We have 4.7 at the moment, buddy.
Okay, I think. Nketiah to Greenwood's a simple, safe option.
Yep. We've got thumbs up for keeping Pulisic, so he stays.
Yeah, I think he should stay, and he's a good price as well. He's 6.9 million. I mean, what are we going to find that's potentially much cheaper?
There'll be a fair few people on St. Maximum this week.
Yeah, I think if we change Nketiah to Mason Greenwood. And got rid of Marcus Rashford, but actually went with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I don't mind that. Then we'd probably be left with, give or take, about 8 million for a forward, would we?
For mid, yeah, possibly, yeah.
Instead of Rashford.
For forward, yeah. I mean, then, yeah, we would 8.1. So, we've got Jimenez already.
Yeah.
Doesn't leave us a whole lot of options there. That.
No, we could change the formation. I'm not sure if you want to do that with Saka, and maybe play a fifth midfielder, or stick with the 4-4-2 for now.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm all open to anything anybody wants here. I mean, I tend in my own team to go with the secure kind of 3-4-3.
3-4-3.
But the dream team is open to wherever anyone thinks.
Based on this week, potentially even having 5 at the back's not such a bad shout if we had a little bit more money. I mean, the Burnley Sheffield United game, I think people might be upset with me saying it has 0-0 written all over it potentially, but if we wanted
not considering I had Taylor before my unlimited transfers and then and Pope and got rid of them for Henderson and Lundstrom, which is was Henderson's been all right, but Lundstrom
no.
So great.
Yes.
So James says Charlie Taylor.
Charlie Taylor is a good shout at 4.2, but again he'd be on our bench, right? And we're looking to get into the dream team here, aren't we?
Yes.
So
we need big points basically from whoever
what I would suggest at the back would be Andy Robertson actually, instead of Schlotto, and the reason being is that if we're looking to get into the dream team when they haul, he has the attacking and defensive opportunity, right? It could be the clean sheet as well as an assist or a goal, and he has the potential to do that.
And he doesn't really have anyone else to take his place, right?
No, exactly. It's the same with Trent, where you've got the double opportunity of picking up a defensive and an attacking return. If you look at the dream team, more often than not, for each week, defenders that get into the dream team are the ones that do pick up the attacking returns.
Yes.
So it makes sense to, like Ben Mee getting in last week after his first goal in God knows how long, was because of the attacking return. So Robertson is the next best after Trent, potentially picking you up an attacking return. So if you wanted to play that way, then I think maybe going with Robertson at the back gives us a very strong defence. Doherty, Wan-Bissaka, Robertson, Trent. My only concern here is that it looks very similar to my own existing FPL team here, because I've got
so
4 of those
just
and Fabianski.
FPL team.
But to be fair, I don't have Mahrez or Mane or Greenwood, so those are slightly differential picks there.
Yeah.
So at that point, we could play 5-3-2, perhaps.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or 5-4-1, and 5-4-1 being Mane, Mahrez, Pulisic, Fernandes in the middle, and then just Jimenez up front. So our final striker spot, we have 5.1 million. I feel like that's the price of Jordan Ayew at Palace, 5.1 million. He may be 5.3. Yeah, he may be that cheap at 5.1.
He may well be. Yeah.
But whoever
How
we
much
can
is
afford.
Mapai actually?
He's more, I'm afraid. I'm sure he's 5.7.
Oh no, Ayew's gone up. He's 5.2 now.
We've missed that little 0.1.
We have. You're trying to overspend against such. You get that money from the coffers, man. Come on.
Well, you know what we could do as an option is just stick Nketiah back in, Eddie Nketiah.
Oh, somebody said Connolly up front.
That's not a bad shout, actually. Yes. Yeah, Brian Yule, that's a very good shout. He got minutes the other day.
Yeah.
It's whether or not you feel confident he'll get minutes. He got minutes because Mope was dropped.
I mean, we're not thinking to play him, though, are we?
No, exactly.
He's good. He goes in price. He's
4.7. It's Eddie Nketiah or Connolly. I'm going to leave that one. What are your thoughts, Nim?
So I think let's stick some blue circles in the chat for Connolly, and we'll have some red circles in the chat for Nketiah. Please, guys, let us know. I know which way focus is going. There'll be a red dot in that chat before we even know it. I do think and then actually, to be honest with you, I mean, looking at it, we've got Liverpool and Manchester United and Wolves coverage at the back. Yeah. The only thing is we're not really going all in on that attack, are we, for United if we've got Greenwood on the bench with a 5-1 formation. That's the only thing.
It's tricky now, isn't it? And this is the point where I know James talked about it, where he's spread himself across all 15 squad players because there's some good cheap options. You end up causing yourself bench headaches. You end up causing yourself bench headaches. So if we're only picking 11, I mean, from there, I would actually play Greenwood over PVA. And if we're going to play PVA, if we're going to bench PVA, then why are we even bothering with 5.3 on him? Schlotto could come back in.
Okay.
And then that gives us a little bit of money to maybe upgrade.
Schlotto. Put red and blue, impulse, just to put both. They look so good together.
5-4-1. A 4-4-2 playing Greenwood. We then have 2.5 million, do we, left in the bank?
We do.
I mean,
it's looking like more blues to red, so it looks like we'll be keeping Connolly. Unless we've got the cash, we could upgrade him, I guess. We're playing 4 at the back, right? So probably don't. I mean, we could upgrade Pulisic, couldn't we? But do we want to?
The place that I'm looking at, thinking about we could upgrade the money, would be the goalkeeper, Fabianski. We've got enough money to get an Ederson, where we've got no Manchester City coverage at the back, so Ederson might be the one. The thing with Fabianski that I like is that he's got a penalty save in him, and for goalkeepers, picking up a penalty save or what have you can always make that difference to get into the dream team.
For sure,
St. Maximin running at the West Ham defence. Can I see Aaron Creswell tripping him up stupidly in the box? Yes, I can. Can I see Ryan Fredericks pulling his shirt back? Yes, I can. And so I reckon that there's a penalty in there somewhere. So Fabianski, he's got the potential with a penalty save there, whereas with the big boys, they're going to have the ball so much. I don't see that. So we've got to remember we're playing this game to try and get in the dream team. Let's have a few more interesting options.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Storage, somebody said. Beanie Man said. Although I was told on Twitter that you weren't allowed to choose Sané.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm afraid that option's not allowed.
I'll be
so I
honest
guess
with you,
that's what the obsession with Mahrez is. Seeing as you can't have Sané,
he's the replacement.
I see.
I'm not yet. I'll be honest with you, Nim and all the listeners. I'm not yet ready to talk about Leroy Sané yet, but in due course I will be.
Still,
and when I am, a statement will be released, both in written and video format. Yeah, I'm gonna miss that guy.
Yeah. Oh.
Just looking at this team now.
Mane's. I mean, some people have had the double kind of triple captaincy horror, and it's just it's not great, is it?
Yeah,
really?
It leaves scars. It does leave scars.
Yeah, I had the Mane triple captain this year, and that is probably the worst triple captaincy I have ever had in my entire FPL career. Yeah, playing career, and it was awful. Yeah, I've had blanks before and stuff, but hard to take that one. It's not good at all. So Okay,
We've
what are we
got
looking
a
at?
4-4-2 here.
4-4-2,
Yeah,
yeah.
double Fabianski in goal, double Liverpool defense with Wan-Bissaka as well. I mean, the thing with Wan-Bissaka is he hasn't had that many attacking returns this year, and he's just had a couple 2-2 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Has he used up all of his assist powers, and now
That's
he's not
it.
going to get any?
I mean, I don't want the dream team going cursing him for my actual team.
True.
Should we stick
Doherty,
Slabhead in there instead? Get a bit of
Doherty's,
Maguire in there, bit of headers from the corner instead.
No, I'd still take Wan-Bissaka overtaking Maguire at the moment. Doherty's still solid. He's silently crept up to the fourth highest point scoring defender, and the only people ahead of him are 3 Liverpool guys. So Doherty against Arsenal is perfectly fine. The midfield 4 looks good. Mahrez, Mane, Fernandes and Pulisic, I mean, they're all great players. Jimenez is just so consistent, and then we've got the riskier pick there in Mason Greenwood.
Yeah. So we've got in the chat, Brian says, I will point out earlier this season Blades beat Burnley 3-0.
Yeah, that was earlier this season though. I don't think there's as much. I just don't think we can draw as much from what happened, because this behind closed doors, football is very different.
It's not quite the same, is it? It's not quite the same.
It's completely different. Yeah.
I actually watched that Liverpool match last night, that Liverpool Man City match, without the crowd noise, which is the first time I've watched it without the crowd noise.
I realised
how flat it was, it really made a difference to me, thinking, wow, like that must have a massive impact on the players, because when you're listening to the crowd noise, you forget they're not hearing that as well.
No, exactly.
So
from the very first game, Villa Sheffield United, I remember seeing Grealish running towards the box, and that was the type of moment where the crowd get on their feet and start chanting, and it gives you that extra impetus to drive forward, and it wasn't there. And the attack didn't have the same feel of like threatening attack as it would have if there was a full crowd there. The defenders get nervous when they hear the crowd kind of cheering and what have you. So yeah, it's not the same.
I think it hurt Liverpool a lot last night as well. I mean, City came out to win that match, but I think having like a champion, like winning crowd there, really kind of getting behind you, needling the opposition and stuff like that. I think that might have made a difference in those early stages, when it was like maybe 1 or 2.
I'll be honest with you, I think it's the amount they've drunk in the last 5 days. That was the problem yesterday. I think that was more of an impact than the lack of crowd.
Yeah.
I didn't think Liverpool were that bad in the first 15 or 20 minutes yesterday. It's just City
really
are quite clinical, and once you're 2 or 3-0 down.
Exactly, yeah.
It's very hard.
Okay, well, I mean, I think we're kind of there. There's just still a bit of, tweaking on. I mean, we do have money in the bank. We don't have to spend it.
Yeah, I think we just
we just leave it in the bank, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah.
So cool. Okay, I'll make the transfers and then we can set it up.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to seeing how many do finally make it in.
Cool. Okay then. So Fabianski's got his spot. I have to remind you that you have a job that he didn't do.
That is true. That is true. James and I recorded a podcast earlier, and I need to upload the video to YouTube so that everybody can watch it.
Okay.
We went on for nearly 2 hours today, so it's going to be a little while to upload that. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, I do go check that out, guys. So, you've got your afternoon sorted. You finish here, you go watch that, and then you come over to the Wild Cuts tonight,
Exactly.
I mean, full day.
What could be better?
Sorted. Yeah, for sure. So I quite like this. We're taking Connolly out, right, and putting Wan-Bissaka in.
Wan-Bissaka in.
And how do we want to play this bench? And not that it really matters. I'm hoping everyone plays, but just in case there's any surprises, do we want Connolly first on the? Yeah,
Connolly first, followed by Eddie and Ketcher. I think second.
Saka, yeah, maybe.
Saka is who we're left with. Yeah, Saka.
That's your Shalotto last.
Shalotto can be last.
Yeah,
that
sure.
works.
Okay, so I mean, our captaincy doesn't really matter here because it's it's not really reflective on points. But I always like to kind of have a captaincy. Now, When we set up this team, Suja, it's my nonna's dream team. She allowed us to set up the team, and she went for Rashford. That was her captaincy pick, and we've had him the last couple of weeks, just kind of, to homage to her, because she picked him as her first player in the team.
Right.
So for the first time this game week, the dream team is without her pick, so that could be detrimental. But yes, we don't have him to captain this week. So what do we all think, guys? Let's get some captaincy choices. We've got the team. Who are you all going for? And whoever gets the most votes will captain. But actually, while we're doing that, we'll head over to the Fantasy Football Scout website and see what the majority of peeps are doing for their captain. So who would you're thinking Salah this week, are you?
Serge? I like Salah or Mane, either of the two of them.
Okay, so if I click,
I feel like they could come good this week. Fernandes is a safe option.
Yeah.
If I hold Martial in my team, I may go with Martial because he's been threatening in all of the games.
Yeah.
Honestly, last week was a week where captaincy was really spread. I think this week will be even more spread than last week, which is good. I like to see it like that. When everybody is going with the same players, it just means it's harder to break free. And so game weeks like this, where there'll be a lot more spread, it's going to be a lot more fun, I think. The thing I would say, like for a lot of people, is if your captain doesn't return, just wait till the game week runs on till the end of Monday, right? So don't get too up and don't get too down. It'll all figure itself out.
Yeah, for sure.
What do we see on Scout?
So Scout, by a fair majority, is Fernandes. Salah, so we got Fernandes at 821 votes, and then Salah at 477 votes, and then Martial on 251, and Rashford at 192 at the moment.
Wow.
So yeah, we could go.
Who would have, honestly, I look at that chat. And I think back to when Manchester United came to West Ham earlier in the season, and we beat them. Never would I thought that 3 out of the top 4 most captain players would be Manchester United players in this season. It's incredible the turnaround there, that 3 out of the 4, more than half the game, in my opinion, would have a Manchester United player as captain this week.
Agreed, yeah, that's nuts. Oh, so what the chat's saying then? We've got Meg says Fabianski if you have him saving a penalty. Could be a lot of fun, that one. We've got Pulisic from John. Tom saying Salah. Hi Varun, welcome to the chat. Hitman says he's captaining Rashford, possibly. Risk reward situation, yep. Varun played his free hit this week. Tom says or Trent maybe. So that's going with James there. Varun says Captain Mahrez. Yeah.
I'd stick with a Manchester United player. I think I would go with Fernandes.
Yeah.
Knowing that I'd like to go with Mane, if that makes sense. The gambler in me would like to go with Sadio Mane, but the safe option would be Bruno Fernandes. I'd probably go with Bruno Fernandes this week.
When I watched that match last night, the Salah Mane thing was really kind of like in my head, and I was really watching them both. And being a Salah owner, having had Mane most of the season, and then switching to Salah after coming back after the break, the one thing you really notice is how much Mane gets into those positions and like runs forwards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like with Salah, he hangs, like he might get more at like goals or assists at certain times, but he hangs out quite far on the edge, and as an owner that's really frustrating because you're sat there going, get in the box,
I feel like Salah ends up making a lot of his own chances by picking the ball up wide, driving in, and Mane on the other hand gets on the end of things because he's already waiting in the box. He doesn't need to necessarily drive into the box. And Salah creates his own chances using his pace. Mane's ready and waiting for Trent's crossfield ball.
Agreed.
Just to put it in the back of the net. They're both so capable. So I think Aston Villa, unfortunately, are going to have a torrid time on Sunday.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was a bit of me that did consider doing the free hit this week myself and going Salah Mane, but I think there's just that nervousness of any kind of, you know, odd rotation things happening at the minute. But, you know, I'm running out of opportunities to use it, so might have been a good idea. But I just kind of felt like with the 2 free transfers, I could get most of the United assets I was thinking about.
Yeah.
And, you know, it is just a bit of a case of hoping that whatever, you know, Mane does, Salah can kind of
match him. Beat him.
Yes, beat him, hopefully. Yeah. Which one are you on, Serge? Are you on Salah?
Neither.
Oh, wow.
No.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I just feel like it's too much money right now where
Yeah.
I've spread the money elsewhere. So neither. And I don't think I'll be going back between now and the end of the season, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, there will be, I think after Villa, if they both play, I think then it'll be just, for me as an owner, it'll be the first game that they're dropped. Then I'll, you know, or get, you know, go off early or whatever. Then it's like, is it now time to, to think
Yeah, it'd be
about
interesting
it.
as the kind of race for the top 4 tightens up. Wolves, Manchester United, Chelsea, and Leicester might have more to play for, so their assets might be more interesting.
Yeah.
The relegation battle is really confusing at the moment. Everybody seems to want to self-implode.
Yeah, everyone wants to go down. Nobody wants to stay up. They all want to go down.
Let's go for the relegation battling teams because they might have something to play for, and as a result, they might put in a performance. No.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I mean, it's been awful. All of the results that have come in for all of these teams so far. So where do you go? It's difficult.
It is tough. And
Salah and Mane are consistent. You end up going with sticking with these guys because they're safe.
Yeah, I think it depends as well on your rank, doesn't it? And
yeah,
like the reason I've gone Foden this week, like it is just a massive pump because I'm around that 350 mark, and I just want to try and do something a bit different because I've got, you know, your Salahs and your Fernandezes already. You know, it's just trying to find those couple of different players that might make the difference. But if I nail a captaincy all right, then I might have halved my rank this week if I'd managed to do that.
Yeah, true.
So that's where the frustration lies. But hey, that's FPL for you all over, isn't it? Yeah, so Varun says he's going 4-5-1. He's got Edison, AWB, TAA, Dunk, Peters, Martial, Pulisic. He's gone Mahrez, captain. Salah, Sterling. Oh, nice shout on Sterling. Rashford, bench, Martinez, Connolly, Nketiah and Ward. Yeah, sounds like a good free hit, to be fair. I think Sterling's one we haven't even really considered here, just price-wise, really.
Yeah, I think he's expensive, isn't he? That's the big problem with him.
But he could easily make the dream team for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, he definitely seems to be wanting to prove a point. Started really well and a bit of a dip in the middle, and now wants to finish strongly for sure.
Strongly, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going Fernandez captain, are we? Is that what we're...
I think we are. I think we should go with Fernandez captain, yeah.
Cool. Well, that is what we will do. And what about vice captain? Did we stick that on Mahrez?
Mane.
Oh, Mane. Okay.
Yeah, let's have a bit of fun with. If we're being boring with the captain, let's be a bit of fun with the vice captain. Let's go with Mane.
Why not?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, guys.
It's a very strong-looking team.
It is.
It's a very strong-looking team.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy if we just make over 2 in that dream team. So you know, it's not massive benchmark, so we should be okay. We should be okay. Let's see. So yeah, guys, before I wrap up the stream, don't forget I do have a competition going on at the minute, and that is with Fantasy Football Factory. And you can enter the league if you like. It's on the screen and it's down below in the description. And basically what we're doing is running the person who gets the most points over 3 game weeks. So from game week 31 to game week 33. And whoever's at the top of those points for those 3 game weeks will get the lovely goodies that you see on screen here. You have to be in the UK, unfortunately. It's just one of the stipulations that they've given. But if you want to come in the league and you do want to put yourself up against everybody, that's fine as well if you're not from the UK. And if you want to nominate one of your friends in the FPL community that are in the UK to give your prize to, that's absolutely cool. Like I'm good with that. So, you know, whatever you guys want to do, we're all for that. But yeah, just make sure that you're following them on Twitter and subbed to myself here on YouTube as well. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of put that in there before we wrap everything up. And yeah, that's it. So thank you so much, Suj, for joining me.
No problem at all. Really enjoyable.
I hope you had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's always a good. And I'm going to make a point to go back and have a look through the chat as well and see some of the other comments and stuff. It's always good fun.
Yeah, definitely. They'll enjoy that, I'm sure. And thanks to everybody who did join us today in the chat. Again, just a couple of shout outs. Do make sure you go over and follow Fantasy Football Focus on his channel. Do make sure you go over and follow the guys at Planet FPL Pod on their YouTube channel. And like Suj says, you know, they've got some content coming out now later on this afternoon. So make sure you go and check them out, give them a like and sub. And please don't forget to like and sub on this channel as well. And yeah, it's been great. And hopefully we can beat the running total for the dream team. And I will see all of you guys later on this evening on the FPL Wildcats channel. If you get your questions in on Twitter now, we'll answer them tonight on the show. So we'll see you then, guys. Catch you later. Bye, Suj.
Bye, see you guys later.